Chapter 08, The Office. The office was a big room with old doors and windows, and a tall ceiling, like the waiting room, all adorned with classic designs. Along one wall, there were standing two antique glass cabinets, displaying medical tools. One end of the room had a work desk, and the other a group of black leather sofas with a mahogany table in the middle. Topaz felt she had stepped into a scene from a movie set in the stylish 1920s in Berlin, starring Marlene Dietrich. Azer thought the professor would show them to his desk since they were there to talk about Eric's neurological condition. But instead, he pointed to the sofas and said, "Please sit over there. You're my special guests." Classy old cups and plates adorned the table. Topaz sat on the couch, looking at an appetizing cake on an antique porcelain plate in the middle of the table. Azer sat next to her. The professor took off his white coat and hung it on a hook. He sat in one of the two armchairs across the sofa and said to Topaz in barely comprehensible English, "Azer and I need to talk about a medical matter soon. My English isn't that good, so we'll conduct it in German." He joked, "Sometimes, in English, I say more than I understand. That gets me in trouble." Topaz smiled and said, "Happens to me too, but with Spanish." She added, "We've got cake on the table now. Did you know that when John F. Kennedy said, 'Ich bin ein Berliner,' in German, he didn't realize he was calling himself a jelly donut?" Topaz poured some coffee and asked the professor in Spanish, "Where did you learn Spanish if you don't mind me asking?" Vacant in the eyes, the professor suddenly stopped and stared ahead. Topaz and Azer exchanged a quick look, confused about what was really going on. She asked her question again, and this time, the professor replied, "I learned it a few years ago at evening school." He continued, "My dad was a doctor too. He fought in the Spanish Civil War against Franco's forces. After the war, he was captured at the German-French border and put in a concentration camp. So, I've always felt a strong connection to Spain." Pointing at the cake, he added, "Please serve yourself. It's an Apfelstrudel. My neighbor, who runs a bakery a few blocks away, has baked it. He makes the best apple cakes in the entire Berlin." Topaz leaned closer to the table and smelled the cake. It smells delicious. In Australia, we really enjoy German pastries." She took her phone out of her bag and said, "I hope it's okay if I take a few photos to send them to my friends back in Australia. They'll be so jealous." The professor replied, "Of course, just do it." He continued, "You can tell them that Germany has an amazing baking tradition. We have over 400 different types of bread and countless pastries here." Topaz was busy taking pictures of the delicious cake and the antique cups and plates in the background. She handed the phone to Azer and asked, "Can you take some more photos while I cut a slice of the cake?" Smiling, she added, "These pictures are even more important than the actual cake, you know. They'll be on the internet forever." Azer focused the phone on the cake slice in Topaz's hand and replied, "Just like that commercial ad saying, 'Thirst is nothing, image is everything.'" The cake tasted incredible. Topaz took another piece and mused, "It's a pity we can't capture the wonderful smell and taste of the cake in a photo." Azer nodded, saying, "Actually, the technology for that already exists. In the wine industry, they use robots to smell and taste wine. So, it's only a matter of time before someone develops sensors for phones that can capture flavors and scents." The professor, however, seemed disinterested in the cake. He finished his cup of black coffee and placed it on the table.